After the destruction of the shield generator, Jedi Master Luminara Unduli, Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker, and Jedi Padawans Axel Tangard, Ahsoka Tano, and Barriss Offee are sent to destroy the droid factory at all costs. As Master Luminara and her Padawan make their way to the others, Ahsoka and Axel brief the men on their next move. R2 pulled up the holo map of the droid's factory. This bridge is our first waypoint. Focus your fire on the gun positions here and here. No doubt there'll be a lot of clankers, so make every shot count. Stay together as a group, and do not make your way across the bridge until the guns are taken out. Because it's only after we neutralize the guns that we can push for the factory. Axel and Ahsoka looked up at the Jedi General with annoyance. Yes, we can push for the factory. Now expect from... Don't forget to top off your energy shells and ration packs. Once we leave, there will be no resupply. Anything else, you two? No, you pretty much covered it. Without flaw, Master. Great job at being the star of the show. As always. Squad dismissed. The clones stood up and walked away. You know, Master, our briefings would go a lot smoother if you wouldn't interrupt us every time. I wasn't interrupting, I was trying to help you. We didn't need help. We weren't stuttering, we weren't lost in thought, we were focused on the mission and we were giving correct instructions about it. You should trust us more. We already trusted you to lead the main landing force at Point Rain. Yeah, and we won the battle because of it. You just want the spotlight to always shine on you. We appreciate you wanting to help, but you don't have to interrupt us to do it. Like you said, you trusted Axel to hold off the bugs at Point Rain, and he succeeded. I think that you need to back off sometimes. It's not about trust, it's about getting the job done right. So you don't trust us to get the job done right? Ahsoka... No, we get it. We are just Padawans that have no experience and must always let the Master take charge. A fleet of gunships landed at their position as the trio kept arguing. Master Unduli and Barriss walked up to them. Was Master Kenobi always this strict with you? You know, Master Windu would love to hear this little chat. Why? Is it because the only jurisdiction you have over me is by rank? Master Windu knew that you couldn't be trusted to handle two Padawans. That's why he assigns me under Master Kenobi over you every time. If you don't trust us, then maybe you should send us back. Don't tempt me. If you three are quite finished, we have a factory to destroy. Well, Barriss, aren't you going to introduce yourself? Barriss Offee, Padawan learner at your service. Maybe you two could learn a thing or two from Barriss. Right, because we are nothing but just disrespectful younglings. Glad to meet you. I'm Ahsoka. Glad to meet you too. You must be Padawan Tengar. Master Windu speaks highly of you. Why, thank you. You hear that? When's the last time Master Windu ever said something like that to you? The Jedi Knight sighed and looked away. The clones prepared their forces for their assault on the factory while the Jedi discussed their next move. A frontal assault is risky. Our losses will be high. Not as high as they will be if that factory comes online. Indeed. But there is an alternative. Every Geonosian building has a cavern of tunnels beneath the ground. Some of the tunnels are close enough to the wall so that you could cut a hole and make an entry point. Once inside, we can find the main reactor, plant explosives, and blow the factory inside out. Sounds like a good way to get lost if you ask me. To the Ampapad, perhaps. But I have instructed Barriss to memorize the labyrinth. All 200 junctions. You always were thorough. It pays to be prepared, right, Barriss? Especially when other people's lives depend on your success. How do we keep the Geonosians occupied while someone else is setting the bombs? Luminara smiled at Axel. I hear you took down an entire wave of Geonosians by yourself. Master Windu has ordered that you lead the attack from the right flank, which will draw the droids and bugs outside. Skywalker and I will deal with the middle bridge. Axel smirked at Skywalker. At least my master trusts me with the tough mission. The destruction of the factory falls to Ahsoka and Barriss. Hold on, who decided that? Walking into that factory could be suicide. Plus, Axel's flank has way more hostiles than our front. Axel has the capabilities to hold his line, and the other two will be successful if we hold Poggo's attention at the bridge. Master, I can do this. Trust me. Not to worry, my Padawan is reliable. She can lead them both through the maze. We will be in and out, Master Skywalker. Luminara gave Ahsoka a bag of explosives and handed everyone a comlink. We will monitor each other's progress through these encrypted comms. May the Force be with you, Padawans. Axel gave a friendly salute to Skywalker and smiled at Ahsoka as he ran off toward Chase and their company. He made it to Chase's position with the rest of his men. Lock and load, boys. We're going for a walk. Alright, boys. Let's squish some bugs. We'll have to take this passageway through the rocks to make it to the right flank of the factory. Okay, kid. Let's stay sharp. Axel, Chase, and their company of clones ran off into the desert wasteland. We came to the passageway through the rocks. Stay alert. Bugs can be everywhere. The factory was just through the passage. When we make it there, we have the chance of getting a lot of target practice on metal. Bugs! I quickly ignited my saber and force jumped up to their level. Some clones screamed as they were being picked up by the bugs. I moved as fast as I could and cut down all the bugs that lifted anyone up. There weren't as many as I thought there would be. The rest of them are held up in the factory. We're almost there. Now let's move. We were almost at the factory when my comlink blinked. Axel, are you at the right flank? Yes, Master. Just around this bend and... Oh, crap. I looked up ahead after we made it to the right side and saw hundreds of droids on the other side of the bridge. What's going on? Droids started to blast at us as the men ran for cover and returned fire. Droids! Lots and lots of droids! So do you need help, or are your skills too good for the situation? Shut up and let me handle this. You just make sure you're drawing Polgo's attention away from Ahsoka. An hour or so went by as Axel's company continued to blast at the droids and bugs at the other side of the bridge. Axel kept the men off the bridge as it would have been a very bad bottleneck situation. He would force throw rocks at larger units such as super battle droids and droidicas. Chase, have the tanks blast the rocks above the droids. You got it, Commander. ATTs, open fire, elevation 6-7. Cannon fire crashed into the rocks, sending them tumbling down onto the droids and bugs below. That was easy. Axel, come in. Did you happen to run into any ray-shielded tanks? No. They have that now? Just then, the doors to the factory opened and several ray-shielded tanks came forward. Run. Everyone run! The super tanks fired rockets at the clones. The company retreated, running through the explosions and debris. Why do the Separatists always get the good stuff? ATTs, fire on the bridge supports! Explosions and dust filled the air. Cannon fire exploded onto the bridge as it slowly crumbled. I was thrown to the ground from an explosion. The shaking ground settled and the dust slowly cleared. Ditches from the rockets were everywhere as the men slowly recovered from the bombardment. I rolled on my side and looked at the destruction we caused. Our tank stood tall above me as Chase reached out his hand to help me up. Ow. That hurt a lot. Everyone, including me, was covered in dirt and mud. We did it. The droids had been cut off from this side of the factory. If Commander Tano and Alfie made it to the reactor in time, we should see some fireworks real soon. My comlink blinked again. Looks like the others planted the bombs. That's a relief. More droids approached our positions intact again. Oh, come on! After a long firefight, Ahsoka answered the comms. Master? Axel, can you hear me? I felt my worries slowly fly away. Ahsoka, I'm glad you're okay. Are you out of the factory? I could hear sadness in her voice. I'm sorry. We can't make it out. What do you mean? Ahsoka, I'm coming for you. I started running towards the edge of the cliff separating the factory from us. Chase grabbed my arm, preventing me from force jumping across. Ahsoka! The factory began to explode and crash down. No, no, no! Ahsoka! I pulled Axel behind some rocks, giving us cover. Once again, debris and dust filled the battlefield and completely destroyed the rest of the droids. As the dust cleared, I got up and saw Axel standing in front of the remains of the factory. Ahsoka, come in. Ahsoka, where are you? I know that he would always be devastated every time he loses someone, but this was different. I couldn't tell how, but he was almost acting like he lost someone more than just a friend. Master Skywalker, I'm going after Ahsoka. He ran into the destruction. I ran through the debris as clones and ghosts began to move the scraps away. I then heard my comlink beep. I looked around and found Master Skywalker. I ran towards him as we searched for the source of the communication. We ran over to where the comlink was centering from. I'll have the scrap moved as fast as possible, sir. No time. He nodded to me and Master Unduli. Together, we closed our eyes and outstretched our hands. The metal debris levitated and we moved it away. We kept doing that with the rest of the debris as we got closer and closer to Ahsoka. I saw her and Barris down below and ran to meet them. She stumbled up to me, and we gave each other a hug. Next time, if you're gonna blow something up while still being inside it, please invite me. Skywalker walked up to us. It seems like I was... wrong. I'm sorry, what was that? I was wrong, okay? You both did the jobs we gave you. I'm sorry. Thank you, Master. I carried her back to the gunships as the others followed. I knew you would find us. Well, I couldn't just leave my bright star in the dark. We both exchanged a smile as the gunships took off.